All right. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. And I mean that. I mean thank you, Creator, because your word is true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It is true. It's true. Thank you, brother, for joining me. Brother Daryl, what are you doing here, man? You just love bringing me some pain, man. Man, it's good to see you, man. SJL, hey, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Oh man, oh man. My soul is blessed already. Elijah, thank you, brethren, and anybody else who comes on the video. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jaquab Ban Israel. Welcome to my channel, and I want to approach the Creator before I begin and ask that the Creator he'll bless this video, that I might say something and help a brother, sister get over the hump or get some understanding on a particular matter, or just anything I could do to encourage a brother, sister. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to have this room and just to minister, try to be a light while I'm in this reality. We are greatly outnumbered. We don't find people who speak our language, and we are very scattered, and we're all over the world. And we know we facing the kingdom to come, the kingdom, now that we're in the Cosmin era, we're anxiously awaiting Cosmin Day. It seems to me, according to my best understanding, Creator, that's a event that you will bring on the world, and it seems to signify the kingdom, the faithless kingdom on earth in power, when the spiritual and the earthly are joined together, and there's new wisdom given, and the kingdom of man is put down and dissolved and done away with. And right now, I know that you have us preparing, learning how that we might attain that new earth. And I pray you help me. And pray you bless my brethren. Pray you bless the message. Glorify yourself. Pray you make me invisible and just use my voice and to just share your wisdom, share your words. And I'm just asking for help. And just you bless the fellowship, the short time we're going to be together in this room. And if any brethren are struggling, they have affliction, they have a situation in their life, I ask that you would step in, and that you would alleviate, that you would deal with the situation, whatever it is. And then on top of that, I ask that the brother or sister who's going through a situation and they reach out to you and cry out and ask healing and mercy, and that they would not only receive it, but that they would even testify so that other brethren can hear it, and then they can be encouraged to exercise their faith and to start to put it to work, to make it manifest. So thank you, Creator. Be with me as I go and do the video, and my brethren, and pray that you might grant wisdom so that we can all learn together. Thank you, and in your name. All right, brethren. Thank you so much, man. You guys are here. Oh man, the highlight of my whole life is to be able to do this. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to. The Creator wouldn't let me minister. I mean, we in this reality. We looking at the Oahsians, and I don't want to sound like, they're any less or anything. I'm just not really into that elitism and where I'm better than you, and I can't go for that. But I just try to use the words that the Creator, that He gives to define groups of people, and we in the situation, we in the kingdom of man, and me personally, I spend my days looking at the world. I try to learn how close we are to the new reality where I'm positive our consciousness is going to be raised. I'm hoping that January 25th, I hope the Creator, man, I'm praying He move and do something. And, this alignment of the planets, man, I'm really, now I know from being beat up in the past, every time it seems you look forward to something, never come to pass, but I don't give up hope, man. I don't. That's one of the strong points of Libra, man, is we are strong on hope. We believe in hope. We are all, that's part of our spirit. We can hope with the best of them, man, and that's a very powerful vibration to be under, because that means you can lift up other people with your hope, keep them going. We need hope, man. We need to hope, man. We need to be able to believe in the Creator. And that's what I love to try to do on my channel. I love to try to talk about, give us things to look forward to. And because we in this reality. We in this reality, man, and it's hard to find a brother, sister to relate to, and we as people, you need that, man. We need each other, man. We need each other. And just the other day, man, just the other day again, hey, Yaffa, all right, man. Sharice, hey, it's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see y'all. I was the other day, I had to have my chair worked on. I didn't even leave the apartment, man. And the guy that came over, it never fails. It never fails, man. He's Malaysian. It never fails, man. People talk about the Creator, or well, they call him God. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, brethren. I said it in my heart. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to introduce it, because now I feel like I'm kind of testing the Creator now. Like, is this a coincidence? What's going on here? Why are you doing this to where, and now I find myself consciously, I ain't going to bring up the Creator. I ain't going to talk about it. And then he comes up and they bring him up and they talk about him. And it let you know that people, they thinking the same thing you brethren think. You brethren know that. Do you know the world? Do you know that the world, see, he's a Malaysian, right? And I know him, and we never really talked. Like, I mean, he came in, he fixed my chair, and he in the process of us talking, I purposely said, I ain't gonna bring up the creator because that's my mind. I just ain't gonna do it, you know. And so, sure enough, man, he said, he said, he calls me Curtis, he said, you very different. And I wanted to shout when he said that. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you speak different. Now, see, that's what people say about you, brethren, too. See, that's why I like to share this type of stuff with y'all. You see what I'm saying? Brethren, I'm telling you, this is what the world think about you. See, that's why I like to tell you. I like to tell you this stuff because they really saying it about all of us. Did you know that? See, Daryl said, agreed. We're all, let me put the link in there in case the brother want to come in and give me a whooping if I say something wrong. The brother, I can count on the brother. He'll come in and give a spanking, So let me put the link in there. So if the brother want to come in and take over the room, he got carte blanche, Ace and that, Dave, they really in charge of this, So he said, let me see, Dave's or Daryl said, agree. We're all in together, shined on by the same sun. Yeah, surrounded by the same stars, breathing from the same atmosphere. Right. That's why, oh man, that's a good statement. I like that because see, man, I got Hebrew Israelites still. Oh man. Still, oh man, I don't know how to say it. I was listening to a video the other day, and they just, brethren that know me, that I'm pretty close to, and they did a video the other day, and what it boils down to is it really boils down to the Bible. Do you subscribe to the Bible or not? That's what everything boils down to. Do you subscribe to the Bible or not? What do you subscribe to? Is it the Oahspe? We all making a choice. We are all making a choice. That's what it boils down to. And we looking at brethren that are casting their lot with deity. They cast their lot with worshiping in the beast kingdom. And they just won't break. And you see that, you keep looking at it. It's like watching somebody drown and there ain't nothing you can do for them. Let me get back to the story. The guy, he came over to fix my chair, and we got to talking, and then he came out with it. And I said, are you religious? And he said, yeah. I said, what are you? He said, I'm Buddhist. And I said, do you know the story behind that? And then we got to talking, right? And then he said, nobody talk like you. He said, I never hear this before, And when he said that, and it's not the first time, and you brethren, you should be hearing that too, that, see, that's why I love to share this type of stuff. See, that's how they look at us. Do you know they look at us like that? They say you talk different, you speak different, you are different, because you don't start off talking about the world. You don't start off talking about all the money you making. You don't start off talking about materialism. You don't, they see, I'm telling you, brethren, they see that, they do. Let me see. Daryl said, I got a verse for you. Hold on. It says Book of S, chapter 8, verse 25. Okay. Let me go to it real quick. Book of Es, chapter 8, verse 25. Okay, let's see. Book of Es, chapter 8, verse 25. Okay, let's see. I'll read that real quick. You know, I was minded on the video today to go through all the signs and talk about each one of the signs, and at the last minute I changed my mind because I think that it seems like the creator, the thought that was given to me was that we should know ourselves, we should learn ourselves, we should know our strength. Book of Es. The better we know ourselves, then the brighter a light that we can be, because we can shine our vibration on the world. And when we do it with understanding, which is knowing who we are, then it has that special anointing on it, because it's all like part of knowing your soul. Right now, it seems like we're being called to really know our, get in touch with our soul. Now, where's the book of Es? The book of Es. I wonder if some versions have it and some versions don't. Let's see. Let's see. You brethren see it anywhere here? I don't see it. Book of Es. Well, let's see. Oh, there we go. Book 29. All right. Let me see. Daryl said chapter 8, verse 25. All right, let's read it. Let's see. So I was tempted to, let me see, 25, chapter 8, verse 25. Okay, it says, so we were talking about the unity of the creator, and Daryl pointed this out. He said, all men are my children. Yeah, in the consciousness being, I created them alike. Privilege to all the earth and the waters of the earth and the air in the firmament above the earth. That says it right there. And I was listening to an Israelite brother last night, listening to his video. I just had to keep shaking my head because it let you know that spiritual is real. Because the message of superiority, of payback, the message amongst the Hebrew Israelites and payback is it's very addictive. It's very addictive, man. We're going to get you back for everything that you did. We remember. And it never has, in all the years that I've known these people, it just never, it's never changed. It's never changed. That's how addictive that message is. They cannot see, they just cannot see that the creator is the creator, creates all men, and therefore makes us from the same source. Like it says in verse 26, brothers and sisters, I created them of various tribes, races, colors, and sizes, but nevertheless, in my own way, I created them, everyone for glory in the way I made him. And they just can't get that message. They just cannot get it. And I was, as I was watching that video, I thought to myself, the inspiration seemed to let me know this is why it's important to learn. Learn. We're called to learn, man. We ain't just called to just believe and then just sit down and that's it. We're supposed to progress. And correct me if I'm wrong, man, but I think that's where the world, they never learn till it's too late. We're in the process of learning. We're in the process of preparing. That's another strong thing, to prepare. I did some verses. I did a little word study on those two words. I decided to do a little word study on them, on learning and preparing, because you know, you know, I mean, you brother know, in the world, it's the same principle, man. It's the same principle. People, they go to school, you know what I mean? 14, 15 years they go. Why? To learn, man, to prepare. You know what I mean? And here, I said, man, it's like the inspiration said, do a quick word study on learning. Why you learn. And does the creator teach learning? And does the creator teach to prepare? And so that's the importance of us gathering around, learning, reading. We're supposed to, it ain't where you just sit, you say you believe, and then that's it. Matter of fact, I got something here on the screen. Did a word study on learning. This is the first definition that pops up. It says, this may seem by some to contradict. Now, it's a footnote. So I'm jumping in the middle of a footnote here. It says, this may seem by some, so I should read the footnote real quick to give a little bit of context to what we're talking about. So the footnote is right here. The verse is right here. Man shall know by his own knowledge and practice. See, and practice, that's preparing, practice. Man shall know by his own knowledge and practice that which he knows. But if you don't know what to practice or how to do it, how are you going to find out? How are you going to know? See, that's why it's good for us to get together and, study and read and let the brother share and let him give his word. And then we just bounce off of that and come up with our own conclusion. And so there's the verse. And then the footnote over here, it says, this may seem by some to contradict this book 1, chapter 2, verse 17. It says, which says, being believing is on the right road. But the verse also recommends developing beyond belief. See, that's what's separating the world from the faithless kingdom. That's separating the world, because we in a situation where there's a stagnation. Do you know we in a stagnation? The world is stagnating, meaning they don't have time to prepare or to learn. It's where you just take it for granted. Well, I say I believe in the creator and I'll just hang out and wait till he do his thing and then it'll be all good. And the creator is telling us to learn, man, and prepare. He says, but the verse also recommends developing beyond belief, developing beyond belief. It says in book 1, chapter 2, verse 19, we learn it is because mere belief is insufficient to attain the cosmic. Man, that's a shock. We could be facing a consciousness raising event on the 25th. Do you know that we could be facing a consciousness raising event? Do you, brethren, realize that? It's just like we read in Radiance anthology the other day. Remember, I was reading, it said like the kingdom, the advent of the kingdom of light, of the faithless kingdom, of the kingdom of God on earth. It's going to be like one man. Do you remember? You brethren remember? It's like you go from one city to another. It's like, remember that example it gave in Radiance anthology? It was talking about what I perceive as the new vibration, the consciousness raising event. It's like you cross the border from Ohio into Indiana. It's like you're here one day and then the next day, even the Bible says something. Even the Bible, it says something like, for ye shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Now, I don't know if that's true. You know what I mean? It could be. Y'all remember that part in the Bible where it says that for we shall not all sleep in Corinthians, but we shall be changed? That's what we could be looking at with this event, hopefully. I mean, I'm really hoping, man. I can't prove that the event is anointed. I mean, You hear the scientists, they say it's a very rare event. You know, this lining of the planets, and I look at the Oahspe, and it talks about, like, one verse I posted where it talked about the sun and the stars as the language of the creator, you know. So learning and preparing. Remember the story of the virgins? This is the same thing, man. This, you know, their lamps went out. Siapa says, yeah, don't want to learn. That separates the faithists from the world, because the beast kingdom is good at you know, easy believism. Isn't that what they call it? They call it easy believism. Easy believism. You know, where he that believes on the, what does it say? You know, where God so loved the world that whosoever should believe on him should not, you know, John 3:16. You know what I mean? Easy believism. That's a strategy of the false gods to put, and it works marvelously. You know how you see how it works, you brother see it yourself. I'm looking for Daryl's verse here. It's almost time for the soul confirmations too. Let me see if I can find Daryl's verse here. He said, go to Book of Knowledge, chapter 3, verse 29. And it says, Hawk said, or wait a minute, 3:29. Yeah. Hawk said, do not some rejoice? Do not some rejoice in it? Now my brain is about to pop open right now, because I was looking at this very verse last night. See, I can't take too much of this, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I was looking at this last night. I think I even posted it in the rooms on Facebook. And I was looking at this last night. Now, Daryl Spring, see, you know, I got to ban that brother, man. I got to ban him. I got to ban that brother, man. Mahalia's here. All right. All right, sister. All right. Yep, this very verse. Yep, I was looking at it. I think I posted it in the room last night too. He said, do not some rejoice at news while others grieve at the same report? Does a womb not? Hey, Daryl, let me know if I don't say it the way you want it said. If I don't hit on the point the way you would have hit on it, because I don't know how you would presented it. I mean, it goes along certainly what I was the point that I was trying to make. Do not some rejoice at news while others grieve at the same report? Does a womb not require darkness? Oh, this is a really good one, man. It says, therefore, Ote, be circumspect in decrying darkness. It is not good to judge by the light of your own experience. Or is it not good to judge by the light of your own experience and understanding? Who is there among men who can learn without experience? So he's talking about the reason for darkness. And unless you set a course and follow it, how else can you learn of your own conceit but through the errors stemming from your own darkness? Boy, that is power right there. That's a power verse right there, man. That's the reason for darkness. That's the reason for darkness, so that you can learn from it. If we were perfected, then we wouldn't know. I would imagine we wouldn't know. You know what I mean? We could, who knows what type of fruit we would bear, you know? That's a great verse, man. That's a great, great verse. Yeah, there's got to be darkness. And it's one of the things that help us to mature and learn. Time for the soul confirmations. So if anyone is new to the room, on the left-hand side of this here screen, let me share the tab real quick. We do something called soul confirmations. And just recently we've been starting to do it, and I'm operating under this understanding that this is how you create a vortex in ourself, how you get energy moving, how you get it started. And inertia is important. All you got to do is just keep it once you get it started. You know, that's really the bottom line with a lot of spirituality. Just get it moving, man. Just start inertia. Just get it rolling, you know, and then it gets easier to push against the friction. Get that inertia going. Get that inertia going. So we repeating these phrases, these statements that talk about our soul. It talk about the ability of our soul. It talk about the power of our soul. It talk about the role that our soul will play in making ourselves. The creator is telling us, like, these are all your abilities. These are your abilities right here. These are your abilities, you know. But see, we live in a reality. The world is like, you don't want to claim it. Now, I don't want to sound like prosperity gospel. Let me say it again. If anybody's new to the room and you coming in, read the left-hand side of the screen here. Read the left-hand side of the screen here, and that'll give you an idea of why we're doing. There's more to this. I'm just giving you a part of it. Read the left-hand side of the screen here. Read it slowly. Read it over and over again. And it's basically going to tell you, develop your soul. Develop it. See, if we were to go to the world and say, hey, how do I cultivate my soul? You know what I mean? They ain't going to be able to answer us. See, this is practicing. This is preparing. This is learning that he's saying this is how you do it. Do it this way. Do it together. Do it as a unit. He said the beast kingdom, the false gods, that's the secret they learn. They learn the power of unity, you know, doing things in unison. And that's where your power, a lot of your power comes from. So we doing this together, creating a vortex within ourselves, creating a vortex in the world. We might not see it, but it's just like growth. You don't know, you know, you look at your child and they were a baby, and then one day now they're preteen, and you don't know how it happened. You know, you're looking at a human that went from, like Brother Malachi say, short legs, short legs. You know, now they taller than you, and you don't see how it happened. See, growth. So we doing the same thing. So, like I said, read the left-hand part of the screen here. All right, time for the soul. Which one did we do yesterday? I think let's see. Which one are we doing today? Which one? Yeah, let's see. See, old Yquab is he getting older, man. You see the intelligence of my no, we did that. My soul expresses divine harmony. We did that. Oh, here we are. We doing this one. Top right, top right. So let's do it together on 3. Let's repeat it 3 times together on 3. I got it here, top right screen, where it says, I bless these organs. So 3 times together on 3. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. And that's it for today, for the beginning of the video, January 16th, 2025. We're going to do it again at the end of the program. Say the soul confirmation again. And I like to tell you, brethren, take a screenshot or keep this up on your computer or whatever you're looking at the video on. So like during the day, you can have a list. This now I forget where this comes. It's from Radiance Anthology. All right. And if you want to get Radiance Anthology, I have go to the description area. It gives you the ordering information. They send it to you for free. These are brethren who they're called Eloists. And it just simply means doers of the will. You know, my description area. I got a list of my brethren. brethren who are sharing, is they brethren who have been appointed to speak the word and share it with the rest of us. I got a list of them in my description box. I have a way for you to, if you want to donate to children's research or donate donate to orphans. I got a link there in the description area, and other information for the video. So again, the soul confirmations, and it's a way of practicing. It's a way of preparing. How are you going? You know what I mean? You brother know I'm telling the truth, man. How are you going to? Don't you got to prepare and practice for things? Why can't the creator make the same? Why can't he? That's what we're doing. And as I read the Oahspe, the thing that jumps out at me is the creator. He seemed to be talking to you and telling you here, see, previously, all my people, my faithists, my children, my chosen, you brethren have been like an unwalled city. I let you be in the world. The world had its way with you. You heard its language. You've been under the vibration of it. It went to your soul and you produced the fruit of the world. But now we're in the cosmic era. Pluto has gone into Aquarius. That means an increase in frequency and vibration, and you have to be ready for it. So now, time for you to get your soul power back. Don't get tired. Just follow the process, repeat it, do it. That's what it says here on the screen on the left-hand side. See, everything I'm saying is a repeat of the left-hand side here. See, it says the total neglect of the cultivation of their spiritual nature by the majority of persons leaves them unequipped for solving even the problems of physical existence successfully. So we're here. The creator is saying that this is one of the ways that we solve the problems of our physical existence. I don't know exactly what that means. You know what I mean? But he's saying this is your power right here. All that. And this book here is full of these soul confirmation. It's full of them. Full of them, man. See, the creator, he said, it's like he's saying, because words have power. You know what I mean? Words have power. And we've been in the world, starting from babies, when you listen to the vibration of the world, and then you adopt that inspiration. Yaffa says, I've been tired. Winter makes me want to sleep. Yaffa, Libras always want to sleep. You didn't know that? Don't you know that Libras always want to go to sleep? Well, you make a point there. It's dark a lot, I don't know. But so yeah, we practicing, we preparing, and I remember a lot of people don't really like to do that, especially when they can't see any immediate what's a good word for this immediate recompense, um, where you get rewarded right away. It seems like that's the one secret that the creator, I don't know, it's like, you have to prepare, you have to learn, and you have to prepare. And from what I can see, we living in a world that really don't want to do that. I mean, this stuff is boring. It ain't got no, it's a bunch of hocus pocus, a bunch of hooey, abracadabra, like that, like Yappa said there. You tell somebody that, man, you'll turn them off. Man, this dude he's kooky, man. Did you hear what he talking about? Abracadabra, man. Don't go near that dude, man. He's, and can't, we can't resonate with you, Cherie says, I wish I could stay up and stop feeling I think that means nauseous. Yeah, nauseous. and I can't stop what's that word? Itching? It itching? Teeting? I can't I don't know what that word is. Oh, okay. Urinating? Okay. Well, why don't we just go to the creator right now with these concerns? A couple brethren are saying things, Yapa mentioning about staying up and during the winter, and in the Bible study last night had a brother Nazarene Essene. He made prayer requests, and here the sister is talking about a medical condition. And so why don't we just go to the creator right now? It ain't no law to say that we can't make intercession. So creator, Yoe, Jehovah, my brethren here are voicing concerns about conditions that they're experiencing. And last night, my brother, he did the same thing. And I'm just asking that you might step in and provide some relief to the situation, but then that they would turn around and come back and testify. So, Brett or Jehovah, I just asking your name to so that other brethren can see that and start to learn to place more faith in going directly to you when these situations that they crop up, that also we can learn to testify. And I know with the Cosmic era that the reality of angels appearing to brethren and the spiritual realm is going to become more and more manifest. So why don't we just prepare now and just call you on your word now, that if we just seek you and ask you, then you will do it. And so I just pray for my brethren in your name. All right. So let me go to my room real quick and share a couple of verses. Got to read. Actually, the reading is kind of long. It's kind of long. And I should get to it right away. I want to show my brother Omian's rooms. If anybody's new to this channel here, you can go to Facebook and send a friend invite to these channels here. Brother Omian's room on Facebook, there's one. And here's another one where you could just send a friend invite and then just have some fellowship with us. We trying to, encourage one another and, prepare ourselves. We trying to see, doesn't the Oahspe say that the second resurrection is in unison, or it's in mass, or it's global, that it's not just one person, but it's a multitude of people? It calls it the second resurrection, right? Like it just comes over a people. See, that's what I was saying about Cosmin Day. And now we got this planetary alignment. Who knows what could happen, man? We're in we're well into Cosmin era. We're looking forward to Cosmin Day. That's the change of our reality right there. That sounds like power on high. It sounds like we enter into that ethereal world called Dabis that Radiance anthology talks about. And also where we read this, like this the the Cosmic Day is like it's like going from one city and going into another, a whole different reality. We looking for that consciousness raising event where, see, where people are going, it seems like the creator is going to be on people's minds. Cosmin Day, Cosmin Day, Cosmin Day, man. Let's pray for it. Cosmin Day, creator, will you bring that consciousness raising event? Consciousness raising event so that the kingdom of man with its corruption and bloodshed will come to its conclusion, and the kingdom of light, your kingdom of God, faith, this kingdom can come where people can see that it's truly better to be our brother's keeper and to go about in love and sincerity and truth towards one another. Truly better kingdom. Will you bring that, creator? Will you at least give a brother or sister a word and to give us the understanding on the advent, the reality of it, Cosmin Day, if this event on the 25th, if it means anything, creator, in your name. All right, so here's my brother Omian's room again, and then I have a room on Facebook, but I recommend brother Omian's room. You know, if you want to come and you want to have fellowship, here's my mom's food ministry and my contact information. I can be contacted in case there's a brother or sister who are they're working a ministry and they need a brother to help, to jump in and help wherever he can. That's where I can be contacted. So I'm going to go ahead and do well, I want to give a couple of show a couple of verses of what I've been sharing, and uh, I want to at least do a couple of verses of some things that I've been sharing, because I need to get to the reading excuse me, the reading of the word pretty quick, because it's a long read. So here's another room that I have uh, on Facebook. I want to share a couple of, maybe just a couple of verses, and then get to the reading of the word, because it's a long read, and but I think it's a real blessing when I'm getting ready to read. So maybe just a couple of verses that I shared, and uh, in the on Facebook on the rooms. Let me see. It says that I'm not sharing, and I think I am sharing. So it should be sharing. Yeah, I am. Okay. So let's read a couple of verses real quick, and then I'm gonna do the reading. I think that you brethren are going to really. I don't think I'm gonna get through the reading anyway, because it's just too long. So, couple verses here. Here's one. It says, "From this time forward, I will eschew," which means get rid of, despise, stay away from fame and the applause of men. "I will fold my hands against earthly fame, and in your name prepare my soul for heaven." And then this one says, "You paint a picture and say, 'Behold, this is my farm.' In this you utter falsehood. You give a book to your son, saying, here is a good book.' This is also false. Can paper be good? You say, 'Here is a book of wisdom.' This is also false. Wisdom does not dwell in paper. How then can you teach your son to tell no lies, since no man can speak without lying?" Now, I didn't put the clincher down when I posted this, and I forget what the clincher is, meaning the answer to this verse, but I'm sharing it with y'all so that you can come to your own conclusion about what it's saying. And I think that the clincher, the summary, is the answer is something along the lines of, I can't remember. I forgot. It has something to do with, I forget. I forget. I forget. I forget. I forget what the clincher is to this verse. I forget. It has something to do with uh the appearance of things. Some about appearance, the appearance of things. I can't recall it. I got to move on. And then here's something I asked AI: what is the purpose of darkness? And to make a long story short, is basically so that you can learn to choose the good and forsake that which is, you know, you can choose the good over that which is evil. But you can read it, and I can't go into it right now because it's a little lengthy, and it's time for, I got to get to the reading of the word because it's kind of long. So you can stop the screen. I'm trying to just scroll it in bits, pieces. You can see for yourself. Okay. All right. So time for the reading of the word. Let me do that. Reading of the word. Now, the name of the video is called Enlightenment. 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 So let's go ahead and get started with this. And may the Creator bless the reading of His Word. Radiance anthology, I think it's like page 900 or something, 903 or something like that. This is called Enlightenment from Radiance anthology. It says, in the last season, may the Creator bless the reading of His Word. It says, in the last season, it says, in the last season, we've seen that throughout this vast universe, a mighty song is being sung. Everything has a part in that great song. Themes swell forth and die away in perfect rhythm under the direction of the one great conductor. The remotest, minutest particle of life has its part as surely as the largest and brightest star. All is one life, as in a perfect musical composition. No note may be added, nor may any note be left out. So in life, the note of the humblest, the sole theme of the lowliest, is as necessary to the grandeur of the whole as is the theme of the highest and noblest son of the Creator. You got to like that, to say that we all play a part. We all have a role to play. All of us are unique in our own way. Each, like it says in the Bible, the multicolored garment is talking. That's what this is saying here. It says to enter consciously into this great work, to awaken to this mighty symphony of life. We must learn to look and to listen to the parts of our souls are playing, our souls. That's why earlier before the video, I was led to go over each and every sign, just go to the internet and bring out the characteristics of each sign. I hope I don't sound kooky to nobody talking about zodiac and astrology. The earth beat me up early in life, saying I was a witch and I was going to hell, until I finally, the Creator confirmed that this is the vibration I put you under, and I want you to share it. This is your gift. I'm giving it to you to share it. I'm convinced of that now because it stays in my mind, it stays in my soul, and it's one of the ways you can learn your soul. You brethren, you have something, you have a vibration on you. That's your soul talking to you. So you should work that vibration, because you can bless your brethren with it. You see, you can bless your brethren. See, each of you got a gift. You know what I mean? And if you learn it, then now you see your ministry. This is your part you play in the world. People gonna become part of your reality, and it's gonna call for you to share your gift with them. It could be anything. You have to decide. You only know by listening to your soul. That's why it says we must learn to look and listen to the parts our soul are playing. If we are unable to see ourselves playing our parts in this great orchestra, if this is not a living experience to us, we're going to find that our minds are persistently straying from the big purpose to the petty things that cause all our troubles. If we do not catch the rhythm of life, we're going to find ourselves trying to plod along alone and in the loneliness and darkness. The hope and faith that give us our strength to go on will be sat from us because we don't know who we are. That's why, man, it's so important that if we could just tell each other, sister, I think that you got a real gift in this area, and brother, same thing, but we don't do that for one another. We don't live in a world like that. People hate to give each other credit. You know that. People don't like to get, how you might do something noteworthy. Now, some people will. They'll acknowledge you. But that's not the general vibration of the world. People do not like to, you know what I mean? Encourage one another, compliment one another. I'm not saying flattery. See, we don't live in a world like that, Examine a brother and sisters. Hey man, you know what? You got something going on here. You gotta really work it. And we don't do things like that. But the creator, it sounds like his kingdom does, They let hey man, you gotta you gifted this area. You got something going here. You gotta look at it, you gotta write on it, you gotta exercise it, It says, therefore, we must free the faculties that allow us to look and listen to the themes of life. We must free the attention, and imagination. Free the attention and imagination so that we may build without interruption from the distracting thoughts of mortality, and by the very power inherent in life, raise up new and more worthy temples to the eternal everlasting being. And I perceive he's saying that you are the temple that you are building up until the creator. And he says, in this section marked enlightenment, we wish to first. Now, when they say we wish, you have to remember that Radiance anthology, that an angel, that a suis was used as a conduit to give us this. You know what a suis, or I keep messing that up. Suis or sarges, the people who can speak to angels, they can talk to them. That's how the Radiance anthology was compiled. Angels talking to a sargus or sargus, I think it's a sargus. And that's how we got the Radiance anthology. It says in this section marked enlightenment, see, they say we, the angels who are speaking to the suis, they say, we wish to further consider our picture of a harmonious unity in discussing another department of the mind of the creator. We still speak of the same great design, but to enable ourselves to better appreciate the wonders of life, we find it advantageous to look from different vantage points, as it were, so that our imaginations will become rugged and healthy through use. Imaginations, that's a Pisces word. Imaginations, see? That's how they can be a blessing. That's a gift they can give to the world. Their imagination. We all got it, but there are brethren who are, what's a good word for anointed, with certain gifts, it says, in looking back over the period covered by history, one may see the successful march of humanity from darkness into light, discovering that life has slowly and painfully unveiled the truth about itself. Slowly and painfully. Ain't that the truth? See, ain't that the truth? We've all had to be afflicted, man. We had to take a beating in this reality. You know what I mean? I know I have, man. I know you brethren probably have too. You have to take a beating, man. A beating on your feelings, a beating on your consciousness, a beating on your sensitivities, a beating, everywhere. The beast kingdom, the darkness, anything that, a beating, opposition, affliction, vexation. It says, only the very few have had the necessary requirements of stamina. That's you, brother. And courage to be revelators. Only a very few. Always only a few, man. Only the very few. They should put that word faithist in there. Only the very few have had the necessary requirements of stamina and courage to be revelators, to reveal this, the Father, the Creator. To seek the truth and to tell it has not always been alluring. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? See, my brethren there in the description area, those brethren who have been anointed to speak the word and to share the light, ask them. They'll tell you it's not always been alluring. If one desired popularity, and so light bearers have invariably paid the price in ostracism. Ostracism, outcast. You know, a small price indeed. A small price indeed. A small price indeed. And in many cases, torture and death have attended their best efforts to have humanity look at the beneficial nature instead of fearing her. Instead of fearing her. Socrates asked, only that man should study man. The command, know thyself, was immortalized by him on the streets of Athens. Think what a simple and sublime order, and yet he was forced to drink the hemlock. He was poisoned. He had to kill himself. A martyr to impenetrable darkness. He went up against the darkness, and they killed him. It says Galileo suffered a life of persecution when he proved the theories of the theologians to be absurd. Still, the urge to reveal the truth about life in spite of all hazards is ever present. And indeed, that urge has always found men and women with sufficient soul expansion to defy the powers of darkness and tell their brothers and sisters, wherever they could get listeners, of the graciousness of the Father's plan. That's talking to you, brother. Because you're a testimony whether you like it or not. And it's saying here that you have been found to have sufficient soul expansion to defy the powers of darkness. Our reality, we are every day, man, every single day, whether you'd brother know it or not, you have to go up against darkness. And to tell our brothers and sisters wherever we could get listeners of the graciousness of the Father's plan. It says the tendency from darkness into light is eternal. It cannot be denied. Lantern bearers who, forgetful of self, will fearlessly and compassionately light the way for their fellow men to follow, not as converts, but as shepherds, are the salt of the earth. It says in our day, the same resistance to light is encountered, but resistance is necessary. In fact, it would be impossible to have light without it. So we need resistance, darkness. It's impossible to have light without it. They say, so in this lesson, we wish to deal with this question of bringing light into your life, not by violating the law of growth, but by intelligently fulfilling it. All growth in the light must be in harmony with the Creator's plan. Man will reach the exalted state of the angels according to the Creator's law. If he is to move forward according to this law, he must find out what the law is. See, he must learn, he must prepare. See, where we live on the earth, we here on the earth, we are in the embryo. We are actually given the understanding of how to hit the ground running when we're born into the spirit. See, it reminds me of where you go to school and you see some. Now, I may be right, I may be wrong. In my analogy here, you have to decide for yourself. You go to school and you see, I remember growing up, I lived across the street from, they were very smart, the Logamans. The Logamans. Hey, Chuck, if you listening, you know who I'm talking about. The Logamans across the street from us. The Logamans. All of them, honor roll, 3 boys. And I remember that example they laid out, man. They come home from school and you would not see them outside playing. You wouldn't see them outside playing, except for sometimes, They used to play baseball on the side of the house, but it was very clear that they were doing homework. It was very, very evident. They had a very structured type of lifestyle, and they were preparing. They were preparing. That's one thing I always remember about them. They were able to put aside the vibration of not wanting to study. Now, I don't know where they are. I know one of them became like a leader of the Boy Scouts nationally, and the other one had a company. But you see my point. In order to reach the exalted state of angels according to the Creator's law, if he is to move forward according to this law, he must find out what the law is. He must learn. He must practice. That's us. We are inside the house. Other children are outside, they're playing, but we are doing homework. And then again, going back to that example, when you see the children in school, some are going into college prep classes. Their future is set, man. And I used to envy those type of students. We were getting closer to graduation, and I would say, man, their future is all set. And I knew I was going to have to go out and slave. I knew I was going to have to labor, man. And that I remember that like it was yesterday. And they were going to be going on to school, and their whole future was set because they took the time to prepare and to learn. And now the situation has been reversed. Brethren like me who wanted to play and go outside and not study and learn, now I'm inside, and all I do is read and learn. And it's amazing how life works, man, But it wasn't time for me, just like I'm sure with you, brethren, our time, it came at different stages in life to forsake the world. Forsake it, man. Go inside the house, start studying and meditating, start learning. You knew the time had come. It's now, come inside, time to come in, you know, time to learn and to prepare and to learn. It says the early savages feared lightning, thinking that it was an expression of the diabolical. Newton, Franklin, let me fix the screen here. It says Newton, Franklin, and others investigated the phenomena and found that it had law and order as its very foundation. The men who have been responsible for the development of electricity did not make the laws of electricity, they merely discovered them. The laws had always been there, but man had to wrest the secret knowledge from the heart of nature. He had to extract it, the secrets of nature, what they call nature here. Same for us. We do like soul confirmations, we do learning, we do reading with the knowledge that we are extracting the power of the creator. That's how you do it. You have to dedicate yourself. You have to commit yourself. Does anything happen without being committed? It's not fair to, you know what I mean? Where you just start off at the top and you never really worked for it. I'm sure that's the creator's economy too. That's not his plan. His plan is for you to earn it. It says, but man, he had to rest. He had to extract the secret knowledge from the heart of nature and then obey the laws by which electricity works. Remembering that all interesting, Brother Cosmic Cow, he did a video today talking about this. Electricity and magnetism, he touched on it. It says, remembering that all physical laws and natural laws are merely our perception of the intelligence of the ever present expressed in his creations. How do you like that? We are subject to our perceptions, and it manifests, and it points to the intelligence of the creator. Our powers of perception creates a certain reality. It sounds like what it's saying here. We are miracles, man, in the flesh, but we haven't learned to tap into our power. We're trying to learn how to tap into our power, but we can't misuse that power to where when we get it, the first thing we do is we chase down that guy that used to bully us in school, and strike him dead. We can't misuse it. So we have to learn. And, it says the laws had always been there, but man had to wrest the secret knowledge from the heart of nature and then obey the laws by which electricity works, remembering that all physical laws and natural laws are merely our perception of the intelligence of the ever present expressed in his creations. The most that lightning had ever done for the savage was to kill his friends or destroy his home. But after the inventive genius of man had formulated his laws and adapted himself to them, the same force that brought only destruction to primitive man was able to turn the wheels of our factories, illumine our cities, pull great strings of cars from place to place, and transmit the human voice around the world. That inimical force which struck terror in the heart of the savage became the foundation of a new civilization when it was studied. So, man, he misunderstood the initial manifestations of the creator's power, and then he learned to harvest it. It is this way with all progress. If we look closely at life, we will see three factors in all lawful growth. Let us call the first one the urge to grow. How do you like that? You brothers certainly got that, or you wouldn't be here. See, this is what binds all of us. All of us got these traits, these attributes. And they're saying, this is what you need in order to lawful growth. Lawful growth. They say, let us call the first one urge to grow, desire. The second one, resistance. The third one, disposal of impediment. So those are pretty self-explanatory. We will now consider each of these factors separately, because upon our right understanding rests our success as bearers of light. So they give us three ways to experience lawful growth. Number one, got to have the desire, the heart, resistance, discipline. Third, willpower, disposal of impediment. Three conditions, lawful growth. Urge. We have seen through history a persistent, definite intention of life to make itself known to man. In spite of all suffering and misery, there has been no let up in the persistence. The persistence of what? Of life to make itself known to man. It says the pressure to unveil the truth has continued unabated despite centuries of martyrdom. The mobilization of all the forces of darkness, the threat of tyrants in church and state have not served to stamp out this intention. It has gone on because it is inherent in life. This is the same quality that causes the seed to germinate, that makes the acorn grow into an oak tree, that makes one return again and again to the fray when otherwise he would be finished. It is the thing that reaches into the very depths of hell and returns to the light with the soul It is life, and life is invincible. They're saying what urge is, what they mean by it. It's persistence. And we need that for lawful growth. It says industry is this urge to grow, interpreted in action. So the development, like the Industrial Revolution, they're saying it was a result of urge of man to grow. So it spawned invention. It says most failures due to an appalling lack of industry. Misery and crime result directly from this lack. Now, see, that's talking about our reality. America is known for lawlessness, chaos, corruption. You can see it in our youth. You look at TikTok videos and you see a trend of violence and fighting and lack of love. And Radiance is saying that's from a lack of urge to grow and a lack of industry. It says indolence is the curse of king, priests, and peasants, of individual and of nation. Indolence. What's the definition of indolence? Definition of indolence: avoidance of activity or exertion, laziness is called indolence. Indolence. To be sure, those most guilty of indolence think of themselves as industrious. Let me see. They say, are we not an industrious people? Do we not work hard for a living? That's just it. They work hard for a living, but that isn't industry. That is slavery. How do you like that? How do you like Radiance anthology? Do we not work hard for a living? That's just it. They work hard for a living, but that isn't industry. That is slavery. Yep, that is slavery. Industry implies interest. This sounds like the kingdom. This sounds like the second, third resurrection to me. This sounds like the Oahspe second and third resurrection, and even the first resurrection, the organic first resurrection. This is working because you are interested. It's working. You are interested in what you're doing. This sounds like it sounds like the resurrection to me. It's different from the kingdom of man. Kingdom of man is working hard, but that is slavery. It says industry implies interest in the building for its own sake, a wholehearted delight in the building, and not an attempt to pay off the devil of misery whom they persistently fear. Industry recognizes the urge to better things and conscientiously works every moment to express that urge. That sounds like Pluto going into Aquarius. That sounds like Pluto going into Aquarius. It's turning from the me generation to the we generation to make things better for our brethren, for everybody, not just better for a few. See? It says industry without growth is a meaningless word. The man who stands still at the point of growth, he is made. The man who stands still at the point of growth, he is made, who does not passionately insist upon going on, is idle, although he spends 20 hours a day in labor. We are all familiar with the man of intellect who towers head, shoulders above his contemporaries. He leads them, and they gladly follow, while his thought possesses vitality. But the time comes when he stands still, when he yields to the indolence, lack of exertion, laziness of the mind, and relies upon repetition, or basks in the light of his early achievements due to the lack of physical vigor, because he thought of life as having a final goal, a place where aspiration would cease. But life recognizes no final goal. Eternal progress is the law. Onward, ever onward is this cry, this urge, this industry has its birth not in the body, but in the soul. It has been placed there by the Creator to unfold man, to work out his destiny, and he must express it always. So that is the definition of urge, spiritually speaking, is forever, onward, upward. Urge drives a man to constantly ascend, always upward. He doesn't stop, man. He does not engage in indolence. I remember in the Third Testament, the narrative called Jesus Christ said it would take 1,000 years to learn one of his lessons. I think that's one reason I don't share from the Third Testament. It points too much to the narrative Jesus Christ. It uses that name. And so to avoid confusion, I don't share from it. But there's a lot of wisdom in it. There is a lot of wisdom in it. He said that it takes 1,000 years to learn one of my lessons. And I think Jesus Christ can be used for wisdom's sake. I think he represents really the faithist. I think the New Testament is a prophecy, not historical, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, now we got the second factor. In the three areas of lawful growth. Now we got the second factor. Remember? Over here, it mentions the three lawful areas of growth: urge to grow, resistance, and the third one, disposal of impediment. All right, now we reading about resistance. It says the second factor is resistance. This is the quality in life that makes all our problems for us. How do you like that? This is the quality in life that makes all our problems for us. It makes all our problems for us. How do you like that? Resistance, it makes all our problems for us. How do you like that? It is also the quality in life that holds the solution of our problems when we understand it. It's something we got to conquer it. We got to conquer resistance. Without this resistance, there could be no growth. It is the organizing principle that gives form to your urge. Consider for a moment the seed that is placed in the earth. Before it was covered with earth, it was free, without resistance, but also useless and at a standstill. But when it is placed in the damp, binding earth, the urge to come into the light makes itself felt, and growth is a result. How do you like that? Resistance makes you grow. It makes you grow. Resistance, it makes you grow. It makes us grow. Resistance, it makes sense. It should make sense to us. Resistance. When a ship is in the water and you wish to push it forward, the water pressing against the bow and sides will hold it back. And he's going to talk to us about the principle of resistance. When the engines are started and the propeller spins around, the same water drives the ship forward. When the engines are started and the propeller spins around, the water that was preventing you from moving forward, it now drives the ship because you got the propeller now working. It drives the ship forward. Just a little intelligent behavior on the part of the ship converts the thing that opposed forward movement into the thing that makes forward movement possible. Wow, listen to the creator, man. If there's no quality to resist the ship, there could be none to push it forward. How do you like that? He giving us wisdom. See? See? Oh, you gotta love it, man. The creator telling you, we got problems, yeah. But there is for the purpose of defeating it. See? Oh man. He says we could defeat our problems. You just need wisdom. You gotta seek the wisdom. He says, it is the filament in the incandescent lamp that makes light in your home. The current that flows through the wires encounters resistance in the filament, and the urge and the electricity is converted into light. How do you like that? Interesting. Resistance. If you place a motor in a circuit instead of a lamp, you will get power, and an electric heater will get heat from the resistance. See? Now, this was written when? I don't know. I like to, they usually give you the year that, you know. See? They given us wisdom. Talking about the principle of getting heat and how resistance provides energy. It could be destructive or it could be beneficial. Same with our life circumstances. It sounds like what it's saying. It just depends on our approach. In every case, it is the urge and the resistance that makes achievement possible. Urge and resistance that makes achievement possible. It sounds like this is how smart people are smart. This law is universal. There is no place where it does not work. Urge and resistance. How do you turn something around instead of making it work against you? How you make it work for you? I see. It says all growth is dependent upon resistance. Huh? And all growth is movement from darkness into light. This resistance is force and not a lack of force. It is governed by law and is not subject to chaos. It allows you to translate your intentions into accomplishments. Do not try to deny its existence, meaning admit that there is affliction and vexation in life. Do not try to ignore it. Do not be afraid of it and let it overwhelm you. It has a real purpose in your life. In fact, it is your greatest friend. How do you like that? Resistance. Now we come to the third factor, the disposal of impediment. Probably of the three factors of growth, this one is the least appreciated. By impediment, we mean the useless ideas of the past that clutter up one's field of activity. This must be disposed of, must be cut away so as to free the soul in its forward movement in the light, okay? It is our allegiance to the worn out things of the past that causes us as individuals the acute pains we suffer from time to time. We cannot let go. When the seed is confined in earth, as it starts to grow, it breaks off the old shell and frees itself from it. The old shell decays, and in decaying, its elements come parts of the new form. But the seed grows on. All the progress of civilization has been made possible by the disposing or cutting off of the old ways and means of doing things. See, this sounds like Cosmin Day. Sound like Cosmin Day. It sounds like up till now, the kingdom of man has been pressing against the earth. But the eventual pressing against the resistance gives birth to the spiritual, is what it sounds like it's saying. And we've been pressing and pressing and pressing. I mean, the evil just seems to persist. And there are people in reality who have continued to fight against it and to fight and to fight and to fight. And we're reading where eventually those efforts bear fruit, especially for faithists. As we struggle, we resist the reality we live in and the affliction, the oppression, the opposition. That's resistance that we've been dealing with. But it's also contributing to the cutting off of the old ways and means of doing things. It says the ox cart has been replaced by better means of transportation. This in turn has been superseded by better means. The automobile industry has been made to grow by strict adherence to the cutting off of the old and useless types and the perfection of new types. Impediment has not been allowed to clog the wheels of progress. So there's the rub right there. It's the cutting off that is the hard part. Like the influences that we have been under all our life that have clogged the wheels of progress spiritually. That's what we really want to know. How do we do that? How do we resist our biology? Just think what would happen to man if the millions and millions of cells that go to make up his body did not die and return to their elements every day. The birth of new cells without the death of the old ones would soon make his body so cumbrous that he could not use it. But the death of the cells allows it to renew itself and maintain a form that is most adapted to its physical surroundings. It is said that the progeny of a single pair of codfish, if they all lived and multiplied without one death due to old age and other causes, would in a very short time, all the oceans of the earth and destroy our planet. But a benevolent creator is seeing to it that debris production controlled also, that the urge to refinement is not defeated at any stage. The means of placing the accent upon refinement is in every case that of ridding itself of the old and useless forms. This sounds like the advent of the kingdom of light as a result of the putting away of the old, which is the kingdom of man. See, it says, now your soul aspires to go forward. The urge is there. It is inherent in life. Life supplies the restrictions that will organize that urge into achievement. But it is up to you as a light bearer to see that the smoke of all worn out ideas do not smudge the glass of your lantern, or that black carbon points on the wick do not shut off the light. See, that reminds me of the Hebrew Israelites in a sense. They will not cut off the old vibration of hatred and remembrance of wrongs and desire for recompense. They won't cut it off. That's the old vibration. It cannot go into the new earth. It won't be fed. The new earth is not going to feed that vibration, because Pluto going into Aquarius, Aquarius is water for the world, water for the whole world. So that old vibration can't live in that environment. It has to die off. The soul cannot elevate in that environment. It can't. And the soul has to go forward. Life supplies the restrictions that will organize that urge into achievement. Life supplies the restrictions. Life gives you the friction you need to become a pearl. Life will do it. You know, your bill is due, but your wallet is empty. You know, you're unemployed and the rent is next week. You know, this is affliction, man. This is, but you look back and you made it through. And so it helps you develop perseverance and endurance and to face tough times. Why? Because life supplies the restrictions, but it will organize the urge to achievement. But it is up to you as a light bearer to see that the smoke of all worn out ideas do not smudge the glass of your lantern, or that black carbon points on the wick do not shut off the light. You know how you light a wick and then it goes out, and at the top it presents a hardened blackened, wick, which won't burn. You are called upon on this journey to keep the lantern glass polished brightly and to keep the wick trimmed so that the oil of life will not have been burned in vain. See, that's what happened to give us of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. Foolish virgins, right? The foolish virgins, they said, the foolish virgins, they said, give give us of your oil, for our lamps have gone out. See, the wick, it was darkened at the top so that the lamp, it couldn't burn, it couldn't give light anymore. It said, but the wise answer saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the cosmic day. I'm using my own understanding. And the door was shut. And then, after the world saw the blessing that the faithless were under, then they came also, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. But he answered and said, truly, I say unto you, you didn't practice, you didn't prepare, you didn't exercise the urge to grow, you didn't exercise the resistance, you didn't move the impediments away. Truly, I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know not neither the day or the hour wherein Cosmin day cometh. Now I'm just using my own light, my own understanding. See, the foolish virgins, it says, the lantern glass polished brightly and to keep the wick trim so that the oil of life will not have been burned in vain. They let it burn in vain. Their oil went out. Take an inventory of your actions, words, thoughts, and particularly your seldom expressed beliefs. See if any of your beliefs are held because everybody believes that, or it has always been thought to be so, or for any other reason than your soul within you tells you that it is true. Do not be afraid to question anything. See, questioning yourself brings light to your mind, and light will not exterminate life. Light only destroys every shape of falsehood. Truth cannot be killed. Truth cannot be killed. Truth cannot be killed. The useless and the outworn will be allowed room to grow and blossom into the godlike things they are intended to be. In the next lesson, we will touch again these factors of growth. There is a great deal to be known about each of these, and we wish particularly to study resistance further. Most of the resistance that a disciple experiences is consciously and personally applied restraint. This application of restraint is the master key. Boy, you said it, you said it, you said it, you said it. This application of restraint is the master key that unlocks the doors of the higher states of mind and disciplines the unruly mind. And that will conclude the reading of the word. My goodness, man. My goodness, man. My good creator. Thank you. Wow. You really blessed us with this word, letting us know about lawful growth and the three principles: the urge, the resistance, and the removal of impediments. Creator, I pray that you teach us the removal of impediments, which it sounds like a dedication to the exercise of the will. As things come up in our mind that do battle against us, to find it within ourselves to put these things down. And then you tell us that is what unlocks our mind to the higher states of our mind. And so this word is a blessing, Creator. I thank you for the anointing and letting us know that the difference between the world and faith is very profound. How we had to practice and we had to prepare. We can't just say and believe. I thank you, Creator, for showing us that the seriousness, the soberness of redeeming the time, what we have to do, the reason for darkness, how without the darkness we can't experience the light. So, Creator, thank you so much for this lesson. Such a blessing. And I pray that we can apply it, the lessons, that we can apply it, not just know it, but we can apply it, and that it will strengthen us to to grow our soul. The lesson we learned was very profound, that the opposition, the vexation that we face in life is for the purpose of resisting it. And we even know that through the example of the world, the earth, that a clamp creates a pearl through constant friction. And so the same principle is for us. So, Creator, thank you so much for this word. We're getting ready to do the soul confirmations, and then I'm going to close the video, Creator. Again, I pray for the brethren that expressed desire for victory over issues in their life, and for Brother Nazarene Azim in the Bible study. He could requested prayer for himself, for uh, the unspoken issue in his life. And I just pray that these brethren would come back and testify. Oh, Creator, thank you for this word in your name. All right, brethren, let's do the soul confirmation and then wrap it up. So let me go ahead to the soul confirmation, and then we'll close the video unless anyone wants to come and share a final word or anything. It's up to you. So we can do the soul confirmation. And the soul confirmation was, I bless the organs. All right. I remembered it. All right. So, brethren, let's see. Let's do the soul confirmations. Then I'll hang out for like maybe 20 or 30 seconds and see if anybody wants to continue or say something or anything. So on the count of three, let's do this one upper right hand where it says, I bless these organs. On the count of three together. 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. Again, 1, 2, 3. I bless these organs with the love of my Creator, which now flows through my soul to saturate every cell with the cleansing, healing waters of life. All right, that's it, brethren. Thank you. Anybody want to say anything? I think the link is in the you scroll up. I'll hang out for just a few more minutes, or about 30 seconds more. See if anybody wants to come on. If you scroll up, the link is up top there. So that was one hell of a lesson, man. That there was a lot there. You know, we talked about a lot today, man. Purpose of learning, purpose of let me see, what was the other one I did a little word study on? Preparing. And then we read where the angels are saying there are three areas of lawful growth, which is urge, which is resistance, and removal of impediments. And they are really telling us, man, this is, if you want to elevate, this is how you do it. And what I see in this, there ain't going to be no desire. There ain't no desire, really. I would even say, even among faithists, for this type of word. It's too boring. It's dry reading. You can't see any benefit in it. I'll bet that's the. I don't want to sound harsh, but I can see how. See, oh man, I'm really learning a lesson about. I mean, what it takes, man. You know, the discipline, the urge to seek the Creator, be attuned to His voice. You know, this type of study, this type of reading. It's very dry, it's very boring for some, but not for me. You know, I just love it, man. I just love it because it's not for everybody. And I just see the way the creator is using this type of reading and understanding to weed out spirits that just don't have what it takes to endure it. We're a society where we are tied to excitement, constant adventure. We're unable, in essence, to sit still and to dedicate to concentrating. It's a terrible shame, man. It's a terrible shame. Well, brethren, anyway, that's the best I can do for right now. I got a kick out of it. Thank you, brethren, for joining me. That was a real blast. I hope that you, brethren, are blessed by the reading, and I just pray that the Creator cover us with wisdom, knowledge, understanding, peace, love, and light to all of us, brethren. Truly, thank you for joining me. Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And again, thank you, brethren. Thank you. And for you, brethren, who have prayer requests, make sure that you pay attention to your situation so you can come back and testify. And let the other brethren, let them be encouraged by what you are going through. So, brethren, thank you again. And until I see you on video again, peace be unto you. Shalom.